Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Mary Beth from Tizzy Witch Studio. So I have been working on a series. A friend of mine had given me these Noritake cups, so I thought I would do little Japanese trees in them. I didn't really particularly start out this way, but it's kind of turned into where I think the trees are going to be the four seasons. There was also an extra cup that I did, a bonsai. That one was hand painted. That's why I didn't do that one tilted. So this one is my latest. Little weeping cherry. Let's see if I can get it right up here so you can see. I really wanted to do these tilted so you could see the pretty luminescence inside. I didn't want to cover that. So with this tree, what made this particular tree different from the others is it had so many more branches. So normally I will use something like this and I just roll out snakes, add some Sculpey Bacon Bond to help it adhere to the wire. But with this piece, there were so many branches, I knew it was really going to be difficult. So what I probably should have done is gone on Google and found out how to make my own liquid clay, because apparently there are many ways, but I did it on my own. So I think it worked out well, so I'm going to show you what I did. So this is how the finished product came out. It's kind of like frosting. You know, it's a ganache. So it was really easy to work with. So I'm going to add a little to this to kind of show you how I came up with this final product. So I took a piece that, I just had mixed my colors for branches, kind of a wood swirl. So I took just a little piece, really gave it a good conditioning, mixed the colors so I got a nice brown. Then I added some clay softener. You don't need a lot of this. A little bit goes a long ways. You're gonna have to kind of forgive me here. I'm trying to figure out how to do this. I set up a frame. My son, who's actually JR's Diecast Customs, check him out, follow him, subscribe. He has given me some tips and tricks, so I'm trying to do that. So anyways, so we started out with my lump of clay, a little bit of liquid Sculpey, or clay softener, and then this is the liquid Sculpey. I bought this to kind of try it out. It didn't really do what I wanted it to do. This is supposed to be transparent, but it wasn't. It didn't meet my expectations. I thought it would come out a little bit more clear than it did, and it didn't, so I found an alternative use for it, for this. So I added a bit there. I don't really have any exact measurements. I just kind of am doing it until I get to the consistency that I want, and then I use a little handy dandy clay tool to just kind of mush it, swirl it. It mixes up pretty easy. I was really pleased with how this came out, and then what my final result on my tree turned out to be. So I was really super happy with that. So you can just kind of keep smushing it and mushing. I am going to try this at different thicknesses, because the only thing that I didn't like is that it didn't have the same consistency, obviously, as your regular clay. So I couldn't really put in my textures that I normally do on bark, on the tree trunk and the branches. But because this particular piece had so many blossoms on it, it kind of covered that, so it didn't, I don't know, it didn't really matter. A lot of the things that I do with polymer clay are, I kind of just try to see how far I can push it, see how many different things that I can do with it. I'll say it again and again and again. I love polymer clay. It's just so adaptable. Okay, so like I said, since it kind of has turned out that I'm going to do a 4 seasons, I am going to do for my next and final cup, here, let me set this aside. It needs a little more mixing, but you get the idea. So I do have one last cup left, which I will do on a tilt like the rest of them, but this one will be my winter tree. So this is why I really am happy that I found this, because it will be a lot of branches. And so that'll be my next video, is kind of how I put together those wire trees. So I hope you tune in next time. Thanks for your time. Have a good day.